Hello, everyone. This is the story that we had, the reading that we had for Unit 8. I know that we read this page before. I asked you questions about it. I'm just going to read through it really fast again, and then I'm going to read the next page. So, from the beginning here, the title, My First Year in Vietnam Was Weird, by Darcy Hipgrave, 7 years old. First paragraph, when I left Melbourne in Australia to live in Hanoi in Vietnam, it was really weird. I missed the traffic lights in Melbourne. There were no traffic lights in Hanoi, so mad motorbikes were everywhere, even on the footpath. Another thing I missed was playing footy. In Hanoi, I started Taekwondo, but I wanted to be a footy player when I was older. On my first day at school, my brother and I went by cyclo. The cyclo was a bit like a baby pram. I felt shy at school. I didn't like the first year. In the second year, I went to a French school, but learning to speak French was hard, so I wanted to go back to the English school. I think I was a bit mixed up. Later on that year, I met Jono, another Aussie. My French got better, and then I felt very happy. Now I have a black belt in Taekwondo. I can speak French and some Vietnamese. I love Vietnamese food, especially pho. I have friends from Vietnam and many other countries. Vietnam is my home, and it is not at all weird. Alright, I decided to read through all this, and then I'm just gonna explain a bit. So you have the word cyclo here and baby pram. So first, the baby pram is like a stroller where you put your child or your baby in it when you want to walk with them in the street or something. So you sit them down inside a stroller and you kind of just, four wheels and they're sitting inside the little stroller for the kids. Now, a cyclo is why they said the cyclo was a bit like a baby pram is because a cyclo, it is this kind of bicycle, let's say, where you have a driver sitting in the back and also these two seats in the front for people to sit in. So they feel like it's a baby in a stroller where you're just sitting there and someone else is driving with you or control of where you're going. So it's also like a bicycle, but one driver in the back and two seats in the front for people to sit in. So that's a cyclo and a baby pram. Moving on from there, you have the word Aussie. Aussie here is a word that means like the Australian people. So if you are an Australian person, you would be called an Aussie. So later on that year, I met Jono. Here's the person. Another Aussie, which means another Australian. It's a person from Australia. And Vietnamese food, especially pho. So pho here is a type of Vietnamese food that you have its picture down here. Vietnamese pho soup. It's a soup. Looks like this dish right over here. And I have friends from Vietnam and many other countries. Perfect. The word cloud over here has Aussie, like we said, Australians, footy, which is football, Hanoi, which is in Vietnam, it's a city, Melbourne, a city in Australia, Taekwondo, which is a type of martial arts. It's like karate, for example, and Vietnamese, which is related when you want to talk about food or songs or friends or anything from Vietnam. So, question here is, on their first day of school, how did they go to their first day of school? The answer here would be by cyclo. That's how they went to their first day of school. And so what did they do in their second year? Did they stay in the English school or did they change schools? And here in the second year, right over here, you would realize the fact that they went to a French school, but learning to speak it was hard. So when I ask you, for example, what were the difficulties that they faced inside a French school, you would say that learning to speak French was hard. And that's why they wanted to go back to the English school. If you ask, for example, what belt or how far along was he in Taekwondo, You would say he had a black belt in Taekwondo, so he was doing really, really well. If I ask you what languages could he speak, then you would tell me he could speak French and only some Vietnamese. And I could ask you another question, for example, as in, does he consider Vietnam home? You would say yes, definitely, because Vietnam he considers it his home and he does not find it weird at all. Um, this is a general explanation of everything in the story. These are the 2 pages of the story of Unit 8, and that is all of it. So, if you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.